Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while for we are playing some more NHL21 franchise with the Ottawa Senators. A struggling Ottawa Senators team. I thought that I made my team better enough to be competing for a playoff spot. Looks like I was wrong, so at the end of the last episode, I said that I was going to start re-signing players and everything. I'm gonna keep that mostly for the re-sign phase. That's after the season, right before the off season. I have changed the players that are on my trading block too. So there's some players that are on expiring contracts that I am going to see what I can get for. And I have one player that doesn't want to come back, and he has great value, so we'll see. And that player is Jake Sanderson, so created by me. I don't think I created him or anything, but he has good potential and he's still young and everything, but he doesn't want to come back, so I might see what I can get from him. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the month of February 2023 here, and we are not in a playoff spot. We have a losing record, and the magic score, yet again, probably unlikely, is if we are losing 5-4 after 2, I will go ahead and take over and play the third period. Right, so first on the menu here is going to be the Chicago Blackhawks, but before we do that, we're going to take a look at, and I forgot to check prior to shooting the video, so it's going to be a surprise for me as we go. Alright, so Trocheck is our best player with 34 points in 50 games. That's nowhere near good enough. Let's take a look at who is the best in the league. Let's see if it's still Connor McDavid. It is still Connor McDavid, 67 points. Brad Marchand, Ao, McKinnon, Marner, Matthews, Kane, Crosby, and Kucherov, they all make sense. Alright. Eventually we might see a guy that was created for the draft show up. Probably in a couple years that's going to start to happen. What do we look like injury-wise? Oh, we have Conor Brown that's hurt pending evaluation, so we don't know what he has yet. Right, that's the one that really is of interest to me, is to see who got better. Okay, so Farmanton, I think we saw him at 82. So nobody on the main roster really got better. That's a shame. What about in the system? So Stutzel is a 80. We saw that. Langfeld is now a 77. So that's another good one here. So we're gonna have a good left winger there soon. Other than that, Rabic is now a 73. Lodin is a 69. Aduk is a 68. Bikachev 67. Engstrand is 67 as well. Tupurainen is 61. Our elite low defenseman 7th round draft pick is a 57. Minknov is a 54. Thompson a 51. And that's it. Alright. So, all we have left to check is here and see if there's been any trades. No trades. And one signing, Edmonton signed Yevgeny Svechnikov to a 1-year contract. Alright. We are ready to roll. So let's go ahead and sim all the way to the Blackhawks game. So we're hosting the Blackhawks, and then we are hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. Now the Blackhawks are really good. They are 32, 14, and 3. Do we know what Conor Brown has now? injured ribs. Oh, he's coming back soon. Alright, that's good. Chicago is healthy. Look at that. Just gonna check making sure that our coach is playing a forward everywhere here, and he is. Alright, let's see what happens. And we are up 1-0 after one, with a goal from Baudin. Oh, scored on Divan Dubnik, who's now in Chicago. We're up 2-0 after two, with a goal from Colin White on the power play. 2-0 Sens after two. And we crumbled in the third, as I was kind of half expecting, and we lost 3-2. Dear God. Alright, so Patrick Kane, Nino Niederreiter, and Marcus Sorensen all scored on Matt Murray, and we lost this game fair and square 3-2 to the Blackhawks. Alright, so Baudin scored from Shabbat and Ristolainen, and then Colin White from Dzingel and Dadonov, and then everything went down the drain in the third period with 3 straight goals from the Blackhawks. Alright, so we have a day off, and then we're hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. Columbus is placing Emil Bemstrom on waivers. Now, do we want to claim him? He's not making that much money. What do we know about Emil Bemstrom? He's not having a good season. He's 23, he's not old. I say it probably doesn't hurt us too much to claim him. There you go. Do we have him? I wonder if we have him scouted now. Looks like he's in the minors, huh? No, we don't have him fully scouted yet. Alright. Doesn't hurt to take a flyer on a 23-year-old guy. If he doesn't pan out, he doesn't pan out, that's all. Okay, now we're facing the Carolina Hurricanes. They are 29, 18, and 5, which is, of course, better than us. That's the truth for most teams, actually. Right, Conor Brown is going to play injured. We saw that in the lines already. And Carolina is healthy. It is a conspiracy. We always play teams that are healthy. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Alright, so no score after one. Tied at 1 after 2. Alex Formenton scored for us on David Rittich, and Svechnikov scored for Carolina. It is tied at 1 after 2. Tied at 2 after 3. Sebastian Aho gave Carolina the lead, but then Conor Brown scored to tie the game. We're going in overtime. Nobody scored in overtime. We're going into the shootout, and we lost. Sebastian Aho, the only one to score in the shootout, and it is another Ottawa Senators loss. Formenton scored from Batterson and Brandstrom, and then Conor Brown from Dzingel and Brandstrom, and yeah, we lost. in the shootout. We get a point, I guess. Alright, so one day off, then we play a quick one road game in Columbus before coming back at home to play against Boston. Alright, so Columbus is really good. They are 33-14-5. We still have Conor Brown that's bogged down by an injury. He's still playing, though. Actually, he scored a goal in the last game. Columbus is without Gabriel Carlson with a broken leg. He's going to be out for a little bit longer here. Let's see here if we can beat Columbus. We are up 2-0 after 1. Drake Batterson scored, and then Brady Tkachuk scored, so it is a 2-0 Ottawa lead after 1. We are still up 2-0 after 2. And we won 4-2, so Colin White scored, and then Brady Tkachuk made it 4-0. Then Columbus scored twice. Alexandre Texier and Seth Jones both scored, but it was too little too late, and Ottawa won 4-2. Alright, that win's gonna feel good. So Batterson scored his 10th from Abramov and Hamilton, then Brady Tkachuk from Vincent Trocheck, and then Colin White from Dadonov, and then Brady Tkachuk from Kubalik and Matt Murray. Alright, so we play tomorrow back home against the Bruins. Bruins is another really good team, so we're facing only good teams so far this month. They are 37-12-6. Oops. Alright, let's take a look here. Alright, we are fully healthy. What about Boston? Oh, they are without Arthur Lekanen and Kashi. They are both hurt. Oh, Kashi is out until the end of the season. Lekanen is hurt until the end of the month. Yeah, Habs fans are not going to be happy with that. One of their players now plays for the Bruins. And we are down 2-1 after 1. Dougie Hamilton gave us the lead, but then David Pastrnak scored twice, so it is 2-1 Boston after 1. Tied at 3 after 2, so Colin White scored, tied the game, then Craig Smith scored for Boston, and then Dominic Kubalik scored for us, so we are tied at 3 after 2. And we won 6-4, wow. So Brady Tkachuk scored on the power play, then Kubalik got a hat-trick because he scored 2 more goals, and then Charlie Coyle scored. It was too little too late for them, so we did win this 6-4 against Boston. Wow. Hat-trick for Kubalik. That's why I got him. It was to score some goals. So Dougie Hamilton scored from Conor Brown and Ryan Dzingel. Then Colin White scored his 10th from Ristolainen. Kubalik from Chabot and Tkachuk. Then Tkachuk from Chabot and Brandstrom. Then Kubalik from Tkachuk. And Kubalik again from Trocheck and Chabot. And we scored 6 goals for a very rare time this season. That's been pretty much part of our problem, is we have not been scoring many goals. Alright, so we have a day off, and then we are hosting the Nashville Predators. Nashville is 28, 23, and 3. We are healthy. Nashville is without Nicolas Roy. He is hurt. We don't know what he has yet. Alright. And we are up 2-1 after 1. Drake Batterson scored on the power play to open up the scoring. Then Sharov scored for Nashville, and then Ryan Dzingel scored for us. It is a 2-1 Ottawa lead after 1. We are up 3-1 after 2 with another goal from Ryan Dzingel. So 2-goal lead heading into the third period. And Nashville tied the game, so Victor Arvidsson and Kunin both scored for Nashville. We are heading in overtime. Nobody scored in overtime, and we lost in the shootout, so we let that one get away from us. Oh god. Yeah, they got goals from Philip Forsberg, Thomas Hurtel, and Matt Duchesne, and we got only one goal from Yevgeny Dadonov. So yeah, Matt Murray didn't quite do the job in the shootout there. So Batterson scored from Tkachuk, then Dzingel from Brown and Brandstrom, and then Dzingel scored his 15th from Conor Brown, and then it was all Nashville after that. So we dropped that one, lost the lead in the third period. We have 1 day off, and then we are hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. Right, so Vegas is 31-18-6. Pretty good team, as you would expect. Vegas is pretty good, and they maintain their team for the few years that I've been playing now. And then they have one injury, which is Lesichin, post-concussion syndrome. He is out until near the end of this month for a couple more weeks. And we are up 1-0 here after 1. We got a goal from Dadonov, so on Robin Leonard. It is a 1-0 Sens lead after 1. Oh my god, what happened there? We are up 6-1 after 2. So Brady Tkachuk scored, Kubelik scored, Logan Brown scored, former Ottawa Senator Mark Stone scored against his former team. Kubelik scored again, and then Brady Tkachuk scored again as well. So we have Tkachuk and Kubelik that are looking at potential hat tricks here. Going into the third period, up 6-1. Nobody scored in the third, so nobody got a hat trick, but we got 2 guys with 2 goals. And it is a very convincing win for the Sens here against a really good Vegas team. Alright, so Dadonov scored from Colin White, then Brady Tkachuk scored his 10th from Kubelik and Trocheck, Kubelik from Hamilton and Trocheck, Logan Brown scored his 5th from Shabbat, Kubelik his 15th from Tkachuk and Trocheck, and Tkachuk from Shabbat and Abramov. So pretty good game. Hard to be upset after that one for sure. Now we have 2 days off, and we're gonna host the Lightning. Wow, we're playing a lot at home this month. And we're using that to our advantage here, and we're getting close to playing for 500 for the first time of the season, really. Feels like we've always been just a few games out. Right, Tampa Bay is really good, as you would expect. 36-16-5. What do we have going on? No injuries for us, that's good. Oh, quite a few injuries in Tampa Bay. So John Merrill is hurt, Victor Edmond is hurt. Okay, so Merrill is out until the end of the season. Edmond is out for a few more weeks. Tyler Johnson is hurt, but he might play. And Barry Boulet is hurt, and we don't know what he has yet. So quite a few injuries in Tampa. Are we going to be able to use that to win this game? We are down 1-0 after 1. So it was a Steven Stamkos goal in the first period. We are down 3-2 after 2, so we're still in it. Brandstrom scored, then Stamkos scored his 2nd. Cirelli scored, and then Ryan Dzingel scored for us. So we are down 3-2 after 2. We lost 4-2. Foot scored for the Lightning in the third, and it is a 4-2 loss for the Ottawa Senators. So every time we're right there close to 500, we start losing. Alright, so Brandstrom scored his fifth from Dougie Hamilton, and then the Zingle from Josh Norris. And that's pretty much it. Nothing else to look at here. Alright, one day off, and then we're hosting Florida. Wow. Still just playing at home, except for that one game in Columbus. I guess that means that we're going to be playing most of the month of March on the road or something. Right, Florida is in town. They are 26, 23, and 8. Ooh, Matt Murray got hurt in the last game. He has a broken toe, and he is out until March 12th. Yikes. And Florida is without Owen Tippett, so did we recall a goaltender automatically, or do I have to do it? Let's take a look. Oh, I know, Essie, I'm not paying attention to you. You're gonna need to stop whining. Yeah, they recalled Joey Decord. Alright, that works. So it looks like we're going with Gustafsson for the time being. He's at 82, so he should be able to play and not get completely shelled every single game, but 82 is a little on the lower end there. Alright, so no Matt Murray for a little bit here, so that's gonna be a struggle. Alright. Tied at 2 after 1, sorry. Patrick Hornquist scored for Florida. Then Drake Batterson scored for us. Eric Brandstrom scored for us as well. And then Keith Yandel scored for Florida. It is tied at 2 after 1. We are tied at 3 after 2. Colin White scored on a power play for us. And then Eponiemi scored for Florida. Tied at 3 after 2. And we won 4-3 with Dominik Kubalik scoring the game winner in the third period. Cool. Right, so Batterson scored, assisted by Formenton, then Brandstrom from Trocheck, then Colin White from Conor Brown and Dadonov, and Kubalik from Tkachuk and Trocheck. This is a one-goal win for the Sens. Right, and we have one day off before we play the Devils. Look at that, we're going to be starting to play on the road at the end of the month there. Alright, Devils, really good. 36, 17, and 6. So I guess they're getting their young players that they have in real life starting to develop and be good, huh? Right, so Nico Hischier is hurt. He may or may not play. And then Sami Vatanen is hurt. He will not play. He has a strained hamstring. Alright. Come on, Sens. Tied at 1 after 1. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is now in New Jersey, scored a goal, and Logan Brown scored for us. We are tied at 1 after 1. Tied at 1 after 2. Nobody scored. And we scored twice in the third period, and we got the win. So Trocheck scored, and then Kubalik scored. So this is a 3-1 win for the Sens. That super long homestead has been helping us, really. So Logan Brown from Colin White, then Trocheck from Brady Tkachuk and Kubalik, and then Kubalik from Shabbat and Tkachuk. It is another Sens win. And for the first time this season, we are playing for 500. Now we need to get over 500 if we want to have a shot at the playoffs, but it is a start. Oh, the trade deadline is coming. We get to do that in this video here. Am I gonna make a trade? Maybe. Alright, so Vancouver is yet again another decent team, 31-25-4. Matt Murray is still hurt. Vancouver is going to be without Colin Miller and Boone Jenner. We are down 2-0 after one. Goals from Elias Pettersson and Lind. So 2-0 Vancouver after one. It's 2-1 after two. We got a goal from Kubalik. Looks like they have Kumper in net. And we lost 4-2. Kara scored for Vancouver, then Kubalik scored for us, and then Boarvat scored at the end of the third period. And it is a 4-2 Vancouver win. So we are no longer playing for 500. It was very short-lived. Kubalik from Kachuk and Trocheck, and then Kubalik again from Shabbat. So Kubalik is scoring goals. That's the reason why I got him. So he's doing what I wanted him to do. Right, then we have a day off and we are heading on the road, and that starts in Minnesota against the Wild. Vegas is placing Zach Whitecloud on waivers. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to claim him. Yeah, he's 26. Going to decline that. Alright, Minnesota is 22, 29, and 10. Oh my. Matt Murray is still out. And the Wild is going to be without Matt Dumba, and Cody Ceci is now playing in Minnesota. Minnesota is up 2-0 after one, with goals from Paul Stastny on the power play and David Perron on the power play as well. Oh, so it looks like the Wild has acquired some players here over the course of the simulations. We are still down 2-0 after two, and we lost 3-1. Brady Tkachuk scored, brought us to within one, but then Shaw scored probably in an empty net here with 19 seconds left to go. We lost 3-1. So it was a Brady Tkachuk goal from Trocheck and Ristolainen, and that's it. Alright, we are going to be playing in Edmonton, and then tomorrow is the trade deadline. Edmonton is 29, 27, and 5. So despite having the best score in the league, they struggle to have a great record. Sounds about right. Oops, I completely passed them. Oh, we have some injuries. So Jesse Puljujarvi is hurt, not gonna play. Ryan Murray, sorry, is hurt, but he might play, and Ivan Bouchard is hurt, not gonna play this game. And we are down 3-1 after 1. Connor McDavid scored, Dylan Strom scored, Benson scored, and then we had Conor Brown score a goal for us. 3-1 Edmonton after 1. 5-1 Edmonton after 2. Connor McDavid and James Neal scored. Take a 5-1 lead. And that's how the game ended. Not a great showing again. So it was Conor Brown from Colin White and Dougie Hamilton. Alright, so we are going to advance day. And we're going to go ahead and do the trade deadline. Alright, let's see what happens here. Ooh, Tarasenko is available. Ryan O'Reilly. Nathan McKinnon is available. Malkin. Wow, look at all those big names there. Brock Nelson, Tanner Pearson, Spurgeon, Zucker, Suter Fall. I wouldn't say no to Nathan McKinnon. You want a first round draft pick. They want a top forward prospect, and they want a top defensive prospect. For Nathan McKinnon. My, oh my. Yeah, sadly, that's not exactly where I'm at right now. I also don't really have salary to play with. Man, that would have been awesome, though. Who do I have on my trading block? Okay. I don't really have a problem with those guys being on the block. And I'm... Okay, you're trying to get rid of really old guys for the most part. Oh, that's... Oh, Boston... doesn't have anything available, so they're probably buyers. Oh, there's been a trade. Nutivara, a third and a fourth to the Red Wings for a second and a fourth. Okay. Corpusalo. Wow, they're already trying to trade some goaltenders. Calgary only have Jacob Pelletier on the block. Jeremy Bracco and Aiden Fleury, I don't think so. Chicago doesn't have anybody. Nathan McKinnon, that's crazy to me. I can't pay the price for him. We're not doing all that great. I need my draft picks. Is basically what's going on. Bobby Ryan. Kyle Turris, well, former Ottawa Senators are on the block. Oh, another trade. Kings traded a second, Walker, Buse, and Ingham to the Buffalo Sabres for Jeff Skinner and a fourth. Wow. So Jeff Skinner goes to LA. So my friend JT Dutch here probably not gonna be super happy about that. Heinemann. Another trade. Wow, Buffalo is active. Buffalo Sabres traded a second and another second to the Blues for Darnell Nurse. Ooh. So Matt Roy is available. Montreal is giving up on Drouin, Kulak, Oli Mata, Matt Calvert, and Jake Allen. Nolan Foote is available in New Jersey. Yeah, Islanders are only trying to trade old players. Oh, Columbus made a trade. A first-round draft pick and Fix Wolanski to Montreal for Jonathan Drouin and Marody. Oh wow, so Drouin joins Max Domi in Columbus. Well, assuming that Columbus kept him. Olaf Lindbaum. Oh, there's been a trade. Pittsburgh trade Schultz and a third to Buffalo for a first, a fourth, and Latzman. San Jose trying to trade their really old players. Oh. The Stars are offering me a second-round draft pick for Conor Brown. Conor Brown is not with the Stars. There's been a trade. Chicago trade Valk and Ryan Suzuki to the Coyotes for Tanner Pearson and Nathan Beaulieu. Alright, who is that? Toronto have players on the block. Looks like they're mostly older players. Vancouver. Buffalo with another trade. Wow, Buffalo is really active. They traded Corpissalo to Chicago for a first-round draft pick and Sal Minen. Bryant McGinn. No, nobody there that I wanted. Yeah, Buffalo's been picked apart. Jacob Pelletier. Trying to see if there's a match for something that I'm willing to give away. Nathan McKinnon. How I wish I could put my hands on you. Maybe I can see if I can look at that trade value bar. Oh. Would that work? Oh, I don't even know that I can make that trade salary-wise. Feels like I'm giving up a lot more than they are. Oh, trade offer. So you want 2/3 and Joey the Cord for a second and a fourth. I'm gonna say no to that. Dang, I lost my trade that I was contemplating. God, I'm not that far off. I don't think I have to give a first. Maybe a second is gonna do. Or maybe even a third. Trade rejected. Well, trade alert. Oh, I missed it. Okay, so let's remove that. Let's try with a second. No. Let's try with a second and a third. Doesn't look like I can make this work. That would have been great. I would have taken Nathan McKinnon. Alright, Kings made a trade. They traded a second, a third, and Markstrom to the Stars for Roop Ince and a third. Maybe I need to stop being a cheap ass. Maybe I need to, maybe I need to give up my first next year. Alright, well, I don't know. Oh, maybe I need to take Sanderson out and put Langfeld in because they want him. They do want Langfeld. And I'm going to take the first out. Let's add a second instead. Or maybe a third. No, a second. Let's try with that. Alright, I'm gonna just look at McKinnon's face and feel sorry for myself. I tried to get you. Your team just doesn't want to trade you to me. Alright, St. Louis Blues traded Braden Shen and a 7th to the Wild for Jonas Brodin. Wow. So I did acquire a pick, so that's something. However, we didn't really get any better, so I'm gonna need to. We're probably gonna start losing. We're not in the playoff race or anything, and I was going to go for McKinnon because he's just so good, but there I can't make it work. I wonder if it's not working because I don't have the money to get him. Nobody could trade for McKinnon unless it comes in here in the next 5 minutes. Alright, so lots of trades, only one for us really. So we got a second round draft pick for Conor Brown. It's a second in 2024, so it's not this year. Alright, so Conor Brown is gone. Oh, Kevin Stinlund. You're 26. Oh god, we don't barely know anything about you. I don't think I'm gonna claim you. We're gonna get a player from within. Alright, so Conor Brown is not there anymore. Thank you for your services, Conor. We still have 2 games to play. Well, sorry. I couldn't get a first. Alright, San Jose. They are 34, 28, and 1. And we are playing in San Jose. We're playing on the road a lot now. So Matt Murray still hurt. San Jose is without Timo Meier. We are up 2-1 after 1. Oh, former Ottawa Senator Mark Borowiecki is in San Jose now. Scored against us. And then we got a power play goal from Eric Brandstrom and then a goal from Dadonov. It is 2-1 Sens after 1. We are tied at 2 after 2. I think it's Mario Ferraro scored for the Sharks. So it is tied at 2 after 2. Tied at 3 after 3. David Krejci is now in San Jose, scored, and then we had a goal from Alex Formenton. We are tied at 3 going into overtime, and we lost in overtime. Mikko Koivu now in San Jose, scored, and we lost 4-3. Alright, so Brandstrom scored from Colin White and Dadonov. Then Dadonov scored his 15th from Logan Brown and Colin White. Then Formenton from Hamilton and Baudin, and that was it for us. Right, we have 1 day off, then we're playing at home, back home against the Devils. Right, Devils are 37, 19, and 7. We played them earlier. They are good. So we are still without Matt Murray. Devils are now completely healthy. We are down 3-1 after 1. So Jack Hughes scored, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, then Dadonov scored for us, made it 2-1. And Gabriel Landeskog now in New Jersey scored. It is 3-1 New Jersey after 1. 4-1 New Jersey after 2. Andreas Janssen scored. We scored twice in the third period, but it wasn't enough. Colin White scored 2 goals on the power play to bring us to 4-3, but we lost. So it's another losing season without playoffs for us. That needs to change. So Dadonov scored from Logan Brown and Brandstrom, then Colin White from Dzingel and Dadonov, and Colin White again from Dadonov and Dzingel. Alright, then I guess I can click on send to next game because the next game is on the 1st tomorrow. There you go. Alright, so yeah, we're still struggling. Eventually we're gonna get things right, I hope. But for now, we are still struggling to find any forms of consistency. We got to 500 and then we dropped, what, 4 straight or something? 4 or 5 straight, so... yeah, not great. So we're gonna go ahead and save the game. And of course we're gonna go ahead and stop here for today. So as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and if you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.